I hope you're having a great day. Well, today in the light of World Cancer Day, we had several videos earlier in the morning talking about the impact of yoga and how it can assist you in the prevention and possible healing of cancer, along with all the other treatments and everything that you decide to do. Now, in this video right now, we're going to talk about ways that you can possibly prevent cancer. You see, we have a lot of treatments out there in the world for everything today, from cancer to diabetes and all of this stuff. But one of the best investments that you can make is in your own health to prevent the onset of disease. I would say the most valuable investment today should be in prevention. And everyone has the ability to do that. Anything over and beyond is just an excuse. You know, a lot of people have tough jobs. A lot of people have to travel a lot. A lot of people work more than 12 to 13 hours. A lot of people have relationship issues. A lot of people have issues with their colleagues, with their bosses, in their families. People have problems. It's as simple as that. Everyone has their own set of problems. Now it's up to you to decide, you know, how strong you are and how much you want to, how important it is for you to rise beyond all of your problems and stop making excuses and start investing in little inexpensive lifestyle changes that you can make that can possibly help you to prevent not just cancer, but so many other lifestyle diseases today. So when it comes to prevention of cancer, people are people are always Googling the top 10 foods to prevent cancer, the top 10 exercises to prevent cancer. And you need to understand that, you know, that's not going to solve anyone's problem, because food alone is not going to solve your cancer. Medicine alone is not going to cure your cancer either. You see, cancer is a multifactorial disease. When I say multifactorial, there are many things that have worked as a synergy together in your body to cause the cancer cells to start mutating. Everyone has cancer cells in them, you, me, everyone. The difference between someone who doesn't have cancer and someone who has cancer is their immune system. You can be the fittest person, you can have a six-pack, you can be running marathons, you can have a size 0 figure, you can be walking fashion ramps and all of that stuff, but you can still get cancer, because it doesn't matter how fit you are. What matters is how healthy you are. There's a big difference between the meaning of fitness and being healthy. Okay? So when you look at the health of a person, you just don't look at the physical self. You look at the mental and emotional self as well. You look at the spiritual self, because we can be having all the material things in the world, but we can be so off our spiritual path that it can create so much of stress in our system that our immune systems are lowered and we can have any disease, not just a cancer. The funny thing is, I have healthy people who have cancer. I have people who are Vipassana teachers who take 45-day courses, who are so deep into their Vipassana practice. They're teachers, they get cancer as well. I have athletes who are cancers. I have people in the film industry who have cancer, and I have normal people who have cancer. So you see, anyone can get cancer, but the differentiating factor is your immune system. When you're looking to build good health into your body, you have to work on your physical self. You have to work on your mental self. You have to work on your emotional self, your intellectual self, and your spiritual self. Because every human being are made up of these 5 selves. And we need to invest in each of these selves and grow equally. For some people, it may take a little more time to reach their physical goals. For some people, it will take a lot of time to reach their emotional goals. But the investment I'm talking about is a little bit in each of these selves every single day. A lot of us are great intellectually because we have so much of access to information and videos and all of these things. But you can have all the knowledge in the world, you can have all the intelligence in the world. If you don't use it, it's useless. Like I always tell people who are trying to lose weight, people who are trying to get their health back online, you know what to do. You already know what lifestyle changes you need to make. You know, you need to socialize less. You need to stop eating outside food so much. You need to take control of your alcohol. You know the importance of sleep, and you need to do it. We all know that, but we don't do it. And that's another big differentiating fact. Motivation and inspiration to do what we already know. Some people are so into the spiritual part, they've read every possible book, attended every possible spiritual talk, they have self-help books, they do retreats and all of this stuff, which is great. But it is useless if you cannot implement even 1% of what you learn. We all read about kindness, we read about compassion, we read about forgiveness, we read about mental health, and it feels so good when these ideas get into our mind. But if we don't practice it, if we don't practice even one of these things, spirituality becomes a fad, like nutrition, like exercise, and like medicine. So the whole point is about executing what you know and what you learn. Lifestyle changes. Now today we're going to talk about the human body. There are 3 stressors that causes disease in the human body. You see, diabetes can be categorized as disease, cardiovascular, cancer. These are all diseases, dis-ease. There is dis-ease in the human body. Okay, we're not going to label it right now. Of course, the medical world has to label everything because you have treatments as per labeling. But when there is an imbalance in the human body, it results in sickness. That sickness could be a headache for someone, a migraine for someone else, constipation, a pancreatic cancer for someone else, a breast cancer for someone else, a hormonal disorder, a PCOD. It's an imbalance in your body, and that is causing a disease which now has a name, so it can be treated for all fair purposes by the medical world. We have physical stress, we have chemical stress, and we have emotional stress. Examples of physical stress, injury, accidents, okay? Over-exercising can cause physical stress in the human body. Lack of sleep can cause physical stress in the human body. Too much of stress can cause physical stress in the human body. Over-medication can cause physical stress in the human body. A sedentary lifestyle can cause physical stress in the human body. So this is one kind of stress that we can go through. The second is your chemical stresses. Your chemical stresses could be pathogens, germs, bacteria, viruses, chemicals in the food that you eat, in the air that you breathe, in the water that you drink. Chemicals form when there are side effects of one medication, the primary medication, over-medication, under-medication. All of these are chemical stresses in the human body. And then you have the emotional stress on the human body, which is the way you think. All of your unforgiveness, your resentment, your jealousy, your ego, your pride. Ego and pride is good for us unless it's inflated. Your inability to, accept people the way they are. Your inability to let go of problems, anxiety. All of these are emotional stresses. Now, when you have too much of all of these, or even one of these, it creates an imbalance in your body. So physical stress in your body will harm your organs, will harm the way that your cells communicate with each other. The same thing will happen with chemical stresses. Chemical stresses can destroy your organs. It can cause, an imbalance in your hormones and the way your hormones work in the body. And your emotional stress as well impacts every cell in the human body. Which is why if you're feeling low right now, you feel it physically as well, even though you're feeling low in your mind. If you feel high in your mind, you're feeling happy, ecstatic, and all of that stuff, euphoric. You feel great in your body changes, your posture changes, your body opens up completely. So physical, chemical, and emotional, all of these stresses work together in your system to either create the right communication between cells, keep your immunity high, or basically create the exact opposite, which is sickness caused because of an imbalance in your body. So when we understand that this is the foundation of disease, this is the foundation of sickness. Like Ayurveda talks about, the accumulation of toxins in the body is the foundation of disease. And that's so true. If you have toxins, you create a breathing environment in your body for bacteria, pathogens, and everything else. And that's what causes disease. That's the root cause. When you're looking at healing yourself or preventing, you want to look at the root cause. You want to listen to the biofeedback of your body. What is your body telling you every day in the form of a symptom? If I'm constantly getting a headache, what is your body trying to tell you? Am I constipated? Am I not sleeping enough? Am I too stressed? So if you want to solve your headache, no amount of popping medicines is going to solve your headache. It's going to give you relief. It's going to treat your symptom, but it's not going to solve your problem at a root cause level. But if your headache is caused because of a lack of sleep, you want to start working on your sleep habits so that the headache eventually goes. Likewise with type 2 diabetes. If you have type 2 diabetes, you need to be asking your body, what in my lifestyle has driven me to type 2 diabetes? Because type 2 diabetes is 100% lifestyle disorder. It is caused by poor lifestyle. It will be reversed by good lifestyle. And that's the case with all lifestyle diseases. So we need to introspect before we decide which are the top superfoods and the best exercises to prevent cancer. We need to look at the amount of physical stress, emotional stress, and chemical stress that we're possibly going through, and then we need to break that down. So now we talk about nutrition, which is the first vertical. What you nourish your cells, okay, is exactly how your body will function. You can nourish your cells with the right nutrition to perform, or you can nourish your cells with toxins and chemicals and all of the junk in the world to lower your immunity and provide the right environment for disease to begin in your body. So when it comes to cancer, there are so many things happening around the world, and we're no one to say what's right or what's wrong. Some people go on raw juice diets, some people do raw foods diets, some people become vegan, some people don't. There's still data to show that, which system is better than the other. All I can tell you is when it comes to nutrition is every human being is unique and individual. What works for you, what food is great for your immunity doesn't have to be the same for the person on the side. I always give this example. I can have 100 breast cancer patients in front of me right now in a room. All of them have the same kind of cancer, an ER positive cancer, stage 1. All of them will go through the same cycles of chemo, the same cycles of radiation, and possibly the same prescription for their hormonal medication for 5 to 10 years. But every one of these 100 people will behave differently. Every one of them will recover differently. Some of them will go in remission, some of them will not go in remission, some of them will have metastatic cancers. The point I'm trying to make over here is we cannot have one way of curing or healing cancer. It is always going to be an individual approach. For some people, raw food may be fantastic. For some people, it could be so harmful because a raw food diet makes the body utilize a lot of energy. You need a lot of energy to break down raw food, the same energy that could go towards the healing of your cancer, which is why systems of medicine like Ayurveda tells you not to eat raw food at night, because at night you don't want to use so much of energy to break down your food. You want to use lightly cooked foods, maybe a little bit of raw. So you see, it could be different for everyone. We have patients in remission all over the world who have done a diet which is mixed, a little bit of raw, a little bit of cooked. Some people have done only raw. Some people have done only cooked. Some people have not even done diets. They've just changed their lifestyles and they've healed. So you see, what I'm trying to get everyone to understand is everyone is unique. So instead of trying to find out which diet heals cancer, you need to figure out what kind of nutrition plan, exercise plan, sleep plan, emotional detoxification plan, your chemo, your radiation, how is it going to suit your body type, your immunity, your environment and everything else. And that's when you can start having success. So when it comes to prevention, I have only one thing. Use lifestyle as your drug. Lifestyle is a huge way. Lifestyle is the way you behave in relationships. Lifestyle is the way you choose to allow stress to affect you. Lifestyle are the choices you make when it comes to the food that you want to put into your body. It doesn't matter if you're keto, it doesn't matter if you're vegan, it doesn't matter if you're vegetarian or non-vegetarian. When we look at the data of all our patients, we have no data which shows that vegans are healthier. We have no data that shows that non-vegetarians are healthier. We have no data to show that people on raw are healthier or have higher chances of healing cancer. Everyone is different. Everyone is unique. You need to find out what works for your body and the disease that you have in your system. So when it comes to prevention, you want to break it down into 4 cycles. Nutrition. What is the nutrition that suits your body and makes you feel happy at the end of the day? There is no point living a life of deprivation which psychologically messes up with your emotions and basically lowers your immunity. I can't tell you how many people there are out there with perfect bodies, but they are so emotionally distressed because they're constantly depriving themselves of food, starving themselves, because all their self-worth is attached to is their physical self and how they look. And then we have people who are pleasantly plump, they're maybe a little bit obese, and they don't look that great because they have excess weight in the definition of how people need to look, but their blood parameters are clean because they're happy people. They don't care about what people think about them. They may have a little bit of weight, they're comfortable in their own skin, they're comfortable with the way they dress, they don't care about other people's opinions, they're happy in their mind, and these people are extremely healthy as well. So it is very wrong to say that people who are plump, people who are fat, people who are obese will get cancer, because we even have skinny, thin people who also have cancer. So you see, we got to change a lot of mindsets over here. When it comes to lifestyle, what is it that you choose to eat that is good for your body, good for your medical parameters, and ends up making you feel good, satisfied at the end of the day? There are hungry, starving people who go to sleep every night, not because they don't have food, because they just don't eat the food that they have, because they think that food controls everything in the human body from the way they look. So it is so important for you to choose food. Have a good time. A little bit of junk is fine once in a way. I'm not saying you shouldn't socialize and all of that stuff. But if your lifestyle changes the way you eat, then you have a problem with your health. The second vertical is your exercise. We know that a sedentary lifestyle will kill you faster than a bad germ. A negative thought will kill you faster than a bad germ. If you are sedentary, you want to make that change right now and start getting active. You don't have to do a 1-hour workout in the gym. You can do yoga, you can walk, you can dance, you can do whatever makes you happy, but you need to move your body because the human body is designed to move. You need blood circulation reaching, you need blood and prana, oxygen reaching trillions of cells in the human body. That is only going to happen when you move. You can be the richest person in the world, you can have all the money in the world, you can have all the power in the world, but your body doesn't give a crap about that. Your body wants good food, it wants movement, it wants sufficient sleep, and it wants you to take care of your emotional health and the amount of stress that you put the body through. The third vertical is your sleep. You deprive yourself of sleep, you are setting up yourself with weak immunity, cravings, weight problems, irritability, feelings of low self-worth, low confidence, and all of that stuff. There's a reason why animals sleep and there's a reason why human beings sleep. There's a reason why nature has built this into our body. It's common sense. Rejuvenation, repair, healing, energizing, all that magic happens while you sleep. Human beings are the only species who basically compromise their sleep thinking that they can build success by compromising the basic need of the human body. You won't see animals ever compromise on sleep. Whether they're domesticated animals like your dogs or your cats at home or wild animals, you will never find them compromise their sleep because they need to party every day, because they need to socialize every night, because they have event after event, wedding after a wedding. That only happens in the species of human beings. And there we have all the diseases possibly related with sleep deprivation. Am I saying don't socialize and be boring? No, I'm saying do it in moderation. Your social status doesn't depend on how much and how often you need to socialize. Your social status doesn't depend on you being out every night with your friends or at a party every night. If that's what defines you, all I can say is you have a lot of work to do because that only makes you more shallow and more miserable. After a while, you won't be able to socialize as much as you do today, and then you're left with this deep, empty void in you, which creates depression, anxiety, feelings of low self-worth, and all of that stuff. So all I'm talking about is common sense over here, the fourth vertical. So go out, socialize, all of that stuff, but do not compromise your sleep. The fourth vertical is your emotional stress. Again, the human species are the only species who will sacrifice their health to build finances, money, relationships, socialize, get happiness from external factors and stuff like that. You know, most people who are stressed today and emotional, everyone is, but most people who are highly stressed, there are only two words that I have: ego and pride. Ego and pride. Because of our ego and pride, we want to do more and more and more to achieve. If you truly ask yourself, why do I want to do so much? Why? And you truly ask yourself, most people don't come up with an answer. It's only because they want to be better than other people. They want to achieve more than their counterparts. It's competition. It's all of that stuff. I'm not saying don't be successful. Be the most successful and richest person in the world, but not at the cost of your health. Not at the cost of your health, because all the money in the world will not matter when you are suffering with disease, when you have a few months left to live, and when you have to go through pain every single night. Your money will not buy you back your health. And I can tell you this from experience of dealing with some of the richest people in the world. There's one statement that all of them have to say today, most of them, that my money in the world can't buy me a night of comfort, a night without pain, a night without suffering. So when you're talking about prevention, you want to think about these things. And now, what are the little things that I can do? It's as simple as I said. Put clean food into your body. Don't go to extremes. Move your body a little bit every day. Sleep well at night. Do whatever it takes to sleep well at night. And stress, only take on as much as you can manage. And when there's too much of stress in your life, there are two magic words: acceptance and letting go. If you can truly accept the problems that you have in your life, they no longer affect you. And if you can truly let go of things that are a problem in your life, it will no longer affect you. But the only reason why we can't truly accept and we can't truly let go of is our own ego and our own pride, because we don't want to lose. We don't want to be lesser than the other party. So we don't want to accept and we don't want to let go. It's as simple as that. You invest in this, and then everything else follows. What's the best food? The green leafy vegetables, fruits, nuts, superfoods. What are the best exercises? Is it yoga for me, Pilates for someone else? How many hours of sleep should I get at night? It's the quality of sleep that matters more than the quantity of sleep. And what makes me a happier person? What enables me to reduce the stress in my life? Is it yoga? Is it meditation? Is it playing football? Is it listening to music? Is it pursuing my hobby? There are so many different things. It's not just sitting cross-legged, closing your eyes and trying to meditate all the time. Meditation can be anything. It could be you doing your hobby passionately. It could be you listening to music passionately and completely, distracting your mind from all the problems. It is that diverse and that holistic. Until next time, have a great day, everyone. Eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.